get in my mode, I get locked in, all I think about is money.
Just wanna run through the
came up all the way out behind, yeah.
I been in my bag, I can spend this cash, cause I got more coming.
You know I stay in my bag.
Back on the block, you know he got it jumping.
Stepper with a stepper, this ain't no stump to yard. Jumper cables make these niggas recharge. On point when I count up that bag, I'm a dart. Food chain, alligator, and short.
Push it with cutters, don't play with my brothers. Running it up on my mother. Killing these niggas, the hardest little young, and they stepped in the three, bitch, I been getting money.
When the money on my mind, I'm locked in. When I'm out to get your play, young nigga going hard, sports center, need to put me on top 10. I be stumbling with my stepper, young nigga in charge, and you know how my young nigga rockin'. You ain't gotta at the price when you know what I charge. Every time I jug, I profit. Tell they pussy ass hatin' nigga stop it. Hey, she get the bag and she bring it back. She don't do no trippin', she just tryna rob a gangster. I be in the money days, staring into space. These niggas know what I'm thinking. Ain't no Facebook, you can check my status. Yeah, big rank, I been ranking. They open the cell, so I'm back, ain't no change. Just give me the bag, fuck being famous. I'ma show these niggas how to really get the bag. Show my niggas how to play chess, make sure they eat. If I have the ball, then you know I pass the ball. I don't never ball hard, niggas know I'm for the team. If I got the pad, then my nigga got the pack. When I ride through the hood, yeah, I'm known by fiends. Trap my life, but rap my dream. With stuff I live what I put on these beats. When I get in my mode, I get locked in, all I think about is money.
Just wanna run through
I
the
came
bag.
up all the way out behind, yeah.
I been in my bag, I can spend this cash, cause I got more coming.
You know I stay in my bag.
Back on the block, you know he got it jumping.
Stepper with a stepper, this ain't no stump to yard. Jumper cables make these niggas recharge. On point when I count up that bag, I'm a dart. Food chain, alligator, and short.
Push it with cutters, don't play with my brothers. Running it up on my mother. Killing these niggas, the hardest little young, and they stepped in the three, bitch, I been getting money. Yeah, I came from the struggle, mama taught me how to hustle. Never switch up on your brother, shooters don't go there touch it. Slip on my side, no discussion. Wild till y'all know we run it. Fuck on that bitch for the money. All of these niggas be cuffin'. Cock it back and unload. Ain't never switching, I ain't never fold. Locked in the can, I was 15 years old. I promised the Lord that I won't sell my soul. I'm Jay on the block with the rock with that load. Just pass me a 2 like I'm building a home. I want me a milk and my son need it all. My dream is too big and just on the road. I'm ducking these cops and I won't never stop. These niggas be scheming, you know that they plot. I can't trust a soul, my kids all I got. I need that new Billy just fresh out the lot. My daughter, my world, I took a new route. I'm chasing that bag, that's what it's about. Fuck all the money,
When
I
I
just
get in
need
my
the clout.
mode, I get locked in, all I think about is money.
Just wanna run
I
through the
came
bag.
up all the way out behind, yeah.
I been in my bag, I can spend this cash, cause I got more coming.
You know I stay in my bag.
Back on the block, you know he got it jumping.
Stepper with a stepper, this ain't no stump to yard. Jumper cables make these niggas recharge. On point when I count up that bag, I'm a dart. Food chain, alligator, and short.
Push it with cutters, don't play with my brothers. Running it up on my mother. Killing these niggas, the hardest little young, and they stepped in the three, bitch, I been getting money.
I'm from the 3, know I love me a threesome. She tryna leave and go fuck on my peep. Don't cry if I spill, but you really can keep her. I dip out for silence, no violence, I'm leaving. If you want some issues, I promise I'm squeezing. And I'm shooting first, don't got time to get even. With childish and wild, thank God that I grew up. Not from the age, but my drink staying screwed up. Trapping your hood or you, how couldn't move me. Just tuning my music, been live as a movement. I get the pack double that when I move it. You toting these straps and these gas, but ain't shooting. I guess that you cool with that too, you too friendly. Surprised by my shoes might collide with your bitch. I got me 2 kids, I turned everything business. You play with my business, gorillas come tripping. You tripping, I'm sending them niggas come off you. I don't pay $1 and that's on my father. If I want them, hit them, he gone by tomorrow. Cutthroat assassin, I can't get you slaughtered. The flight's going cheap, got a suite in Nevada. Don't trick on no bitch, I just trick on my daughter. I'm popping my shit cause I'm really unbothered. I get in my mode and I'm really unthought of.
When I get in my mode, I get locked in, all I think about is money.
Just wanna run through
I
the
came
bag.
up all the way out behind, yeah.
I been in my bag, I can spend this cash, cause I got more coming.
You know I stay in my bag.
Back on the block, you know he got it jumping.
Stepper with a stepper, this ain't no stump to yard. Jumper cables make these niggas recharge. On point when I count up that bag, I'm a dart. Food chain, alligator, and short.
Push it with cutters, don't play with my brothers. Running it up on my mother. Killing these niggas, the hardest little young, and they stepped in the three, bitch, I been getting money.
In my mode, when I get 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 in my mode, I get locked in, all I think about is money.
Just wanna run through
I
the
came
bag.
up all the way out behind, yeah.
I been in my bag, I can spend this cash, cause I got more coming.
You know I stay in my bag.
Back on the block, you know he got it jumping.
Stepper with a stepper, this ain't no stumpy yard. Jumper cables make these niggas recharge. On point when I count up that bag, I'm a dart. Food chain, alligator, and short.
Pushing with cutters, don't play with my brothers. Running it up on my mother. Killing these niggas, the hardest, little young and stepped in the three, bitch, I been getting money.
When the money on my mind, I'm locked in. When I'm out to get your play, young nigga going hard sports, and need to put me on top 10. I be stumbling with my stepper, young nigga in charge, and you know how my young nigga rockin'. You ain't gotta at the price when you know what I charge. Every time I jug, I profit. Tell they pussy ass hatin' nigga stop it. Hey, she get the bag and she bring it back. She don't do no trippin', she just tryna rob a gangster. I be in the money days, staring in the space. These niggas know what I'm thinking. Ain't no Facebook, you can check my status. Yeah, big rank, I been ranking. They open the cell, so I'm back. Ain't no change, just give me the bag. Fuck being famous. I'ma show these niggas how to really get the bag. Show my niggas how to play chess, make sure they eat. If I have the ball, then you know I pass the ball. I don't never ball hard, niggas know I'm for the team. If I got the pad, then my nigga got the pack. When I ride through the hood, yeah, I'm known by fiends. Trap my life, but rap my dream. What's up, I live what I put on these beats. When I get in my mode, I get locked in. All I think about the money.
Just wanna run
I
through the
came
pack.
up all the way out behind you.
I been in my bag, I can spend this cash, cause I got more coming.
You know I stay in my
Be
bag.
back on the block, you know he got it jumping.
Stepper with a stepper, this ain't no stumpy yard. Jumper cables make these niggas recharge. On point when I count up that bag, I'm a dart. Food chain, alligator, and short.
Pushing with cutters, don't play with my brothers. Running it up on my mother. Killing these niggas, the hardest, little young and stepped in the three, bitch, I been getting money.
Unmute the mic. I started a little bit early, so Facebook had to catch up or whatever. So that's how that went down. But like I was saying, I had an interview that was scheduled, and we rescheduled that interview for tomorrow. So I decided just to speak on a topic that's very, very interesting to me. You know, as far as Boosie, is he being targeted, harassed, or is Boosie just being reckless? Because over the recent history, the comments about Dwayne Wade's son, daughter, however, you want to say it. He receives a lot of flack for that. We know his whole situation, back in 2020 when he came to Dallas, what had happened. Then also, his stance on the whole R. Kelly situation. He's been very, very vocal about that. Some people agree, some people disagree. You know what I mean? But one thing about Boosie, he's passionate. When he's passionate about something, he's gonna say what's on his mind, and I can respect him for that. You know what I mean? And of course, he's one of my favorite artists. You know what I mean? And so I just wanted to speak on him. And a quick story: when back in early 2020, I was with he was part of my big plan to bring Boosie to the area that I'd be promoting in or whatever. Me and Mo3 had talked or whatever, and he told me what the ticket was, for him and Boosie to come back because they had just did an album together. You know what I mean? Mo3 badass album, and You know, we was ready to bring Boosie and 3 back up to the Sherman, Denison, Texas area in 2020, and of course COVID hit and that knocked that out. You know, knocked that out the box. So that didn't transpire, but it's still my goal to one day be able to book Boosie somewhere. You know what I mean? In his lifetime, because I really like Boosie. I really like what he stands for a lot of the time. But anyway, I know some people didn't get a chance to hear the intro song, especially on Facebook. You didn't get a chance to hear the intro song. Where the intro song was a song called "Stumping Yards" by Real Ben Live, an artist out of Sherman, Texas. Very, very talented artist. You know, call him T-Rail or Real Ben Live. With he was featuring Lil B, and Lil Gangsta on it, called "Stumping Yards" or whatever. You can find that, you know, on all platforms. You can find Ben Live Business on all platforms. You know, check that song out. You know, check out Real Ben Live, man. I think he's a very, very talented artist out of Sherman, Texas. You know what I mean? And just look out for him. You know. Well, back to the Boosie thing. I saw today, I think it was TMZ had released a video, you know what I mean, about Boosie being, you know, he got stopped, you know, he was detained, and you know, he was very, very Boosie was wilding out. He was very, very vocal, passionate about him being harassed, and you know how he had moved away from his hometown to get away from this type of stuff, but it was still happening, you know, where he is. So we're gonna get into that a little bit. And earlier today, I believe Boosie had made some tweets, man. You know, his Instagram got shut down, so he made some tweets about Mark and Adam, which I believe he was referring to Mark Zuckerberg and Adam Mosseri, I believe his name is, the head of Instagram or whatever. And some very, very controversial tweets, you know, about, you know, he wished, you know, Kobe could switch places in a helicopter and it'd be, you know, Zuckerberg and Adam's family in that helicopter. So I'm pretty sure that, you know, he's going to receive a lot of flack about that as well, you know. But some other things he said, he's very, very upset about his Instagram getting shut down. You know, this is like the second or third time, but I know 2 times for sure. And then, like he said before, you know, look, man, he makes money off of this Instagram. You know, this is how he eat, you know, on top of performing and so on and so forth. But what caught my attention today, of course, was the video that TMZ had released on Boosie being arrested. Well, not arrested. He was detained, and that's the video. If you know, people are unaware of it or whatever, we're gonna get into that video right now, and you can see it and tell me what you think about it. You know? So we'll get into that.
Hold on, 1 second. We're gonna step to the back. You can have a seat if you want to stand up, you can. Alright, is there any marijuana in that car, man, or any other drugs in the car?
Nah, bro, I was smoking the blunt, bro. Like,
Okay. Bro, you're good. I got you. As long as you're honest with me, I'm honest with you, okay? So
I
stand
can't
by.
keep going through this, though, bro. Like, I
We
just
gotta
can't, bro. I
understand.
can't, bro. I can't, bro. I don't do no wrong. I don't do
Marijuana,
bro.
It's illegal.
Bro, like, bro, I gotta go to y'all superiors and file charges, man. It's harassment. It's every day. I can't even live. I moved to the country of live, bro. I did 6 years on my back. Come on, man. Give a about no jail. I'm like that. I go in there and fight the police and spit on everybody. Cause I'm tired, bro. I'm ready to roll me. Tired, bro. Tired, bro.
Coming up on
Whatever you want to do, we can do.
85 North Camp
That's
Creek.
how the I feel. I got real bond money. About this shit. Lock me up for whatever the you won't lock me up for. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired of being with. I'm tired.
Still by himself. There's no other unit behind me.
I need to go tell I'm gonna take everybody down here down. I'm gonna spit on every nurse in that. I'm gonna make you charge me. I'm gonna show you how I get down when I get locked up. I'm gonna show you how I get down. I'm gonna make them bitches whoop me. They gonna get a charge. I'm gonna make them whoop me. When these cops come out, I'm gonna put them in their shit. I'm going out like a gangster. You gotta knock my teeth out, buddy. And you gonna get sued like a dog. I'm ready now. I'm all the way ready. I'm gonna show them how I get down and be off. Why? I'm gonna punch on the first white boy I see in there. I swear to God, my daddy great. Any nurse, I'm gonna spit on that. I ain't playing. Watch how I shine in this bitch. Watch out. I bet I get along with you for Mason. I bet you. With the treasure, bro. I'm ready now. I'm ready to go to jail. First, let us out handcuffed. Guess who we attack? We gonna tear that up. They gonna have to kill us in that bitch. I swear to God. Cause I'm tired, bro. I work hard every day. Every day I'm getting pulled over every my people. I'm getting targeted, bro. My license plate is white. I'm targeted. It ain't nothing but birth control pills or something for one of my. That's all. Birth control pills or something for my. You know can't get pregnant from me. Yeah, I got a lot of sucking in my house right now. Yeah. I got like 35 sucking in my house right now. If anybody want they suck, let me know. I'm ready to fight. I take off I could fight. I would throw them within the office. All you do is take off their bag and they gun. And I'm gonna throw them with you in the parking lot. I'm like that, man. I moved out here for training. I'm finna sell my car is not stolen. Registration is right. The tag is right. I was pulled over because it's Boosie's car. You motherfuckers are targeting my vehicle. You're targeting my vehicle. If I was a white college player, you wouldn't with my vehicle. If I played soccer or baseball, you wouldn't with my vehicle. You'll stop me for an autograph.
I'm gonna give you a citation for marijuana. Alright?
For the smell of marijuana.
No, you'll be fine.
Crumbs on the floorboard.
There's some bags in there. There's 2 bags in there. Alright? I'm gonna give you a citation for less delivery. And that's it. Alright? I'm gonna let y'all be on about your business. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take the handcuffs off. You're gonna sit in the car.
Bro, I'm just tired, bro. Hold on. If you let me go, just let me go. I'm going to file charges right now.
I got you. Have a seat and I'll grab back, okay?
Well, as you can see, he was a little heated about that. You know, of course, video is courtesy of TMZ, all rights are reserved to TMZ. And, you know, you got to tell me what you think. At first I thought, well, maybe this is something, you know, he's doing for, you know, upcoming song or video or something like that. But then it started to look more and more real, you know what I mean? Because I know, you know, usually the average guy don't act like that, but, you know, when you are who you are, you know your money right or whatever, you make bond and all them other things, you probably act like that, you know what I mean? But it's very interesting to me because he says it happens to him over and over again. So it made me wonder, is there like some type of, because he's so vocal on social issues and things of this nature, are they really, really targeting Boosie? Are they really, really harassing Boosie? You know what I mean? Because time and time again, you find young, you know, black successful men, you know, riding in nice cars, this, that, and another, you know, they get pulled over. That's just the way it's been for us, the way it is at times. But is he really being targeted? That's my question. You know what I mean? And I think that's more and more of what we got to get to the root of all these rappers in general. Because if you look at what's going on in the hip hop world right now, not only the beef or the lives that's being taken of these young men, but there's been a lot of arrests, of artists that were up and coming artists, especially out of Atlanta, Memphis, all over this country, artists everywhere. And I know it was a time in New York that was hip hop, hip hop police squad that was strictly target, hip hop artists. You know what I mean? And but what part do the artists play in all of this? It's a question that I ask as well, because we know the culture, we know what goes on, and is there something? Is there an innocence to this, or do the artists draw this type of attention? You know what I mean? And first thing we think that, hey, we have these rights or constitutional rights, so on and so forth, and all these things. One thing I've learned is that the Constitution wasn't written for people that look like me. In fact, when the Constitution was written, my ancestors, people that look like me, were actually in physical bondage. You know what I mean? So, we can't think all these so-called laws and rights or whatever apply to us. So we have to move a little differently. You know what I mean? And so in a sense, I think that my opinion is that a lot of these rappers are moving recklessly, and okay, part of the culture is the flashiness, the being brash, you know what I mean? All these type of things, but at some point you have to grow out of that. For example, maturity wise, I followed Jay-Z for since 1995. And, you can see in his earlier years how flashy he was and, brash or whatever, you know what I mean? Because of the wealth, maybe, the notoriety, the social status or what have you. But as he got older and older and older, you saw how, he evolved into this business, more of a businessman, more of a, hey, I'm not going to be as flashy, taking off the chains, and, even the lyrical content changed to a certain extent, you know what I mean? And he really intertwined himself, in the power structure, you know what I mean? From going on to being, someone called on by a presidential candidate, you know what I mean, to owning this business, that business, deals with ESPN, kicking it on the level with people like Bill Gates, Murdoch, all these different people, rich people, you know what I mean? So I think over time, if these artists, it's kind of like if you never had something, then when you get it, you don't know how to act, you know what I mean? And I would expect someone like that has gone through what Boosie has gone through, to at some point, not necessarily act. You don't have to act like you less than or anything like that. But you got to realize who you are, what you mean. You know what I mean? What your success mean to the power structure. You know what I mean? Because you give hope. You give hope to a guy that been incarcerated or come from poverty or whatever, and realize that, hey man, this can be done. Maybe not as a rap artist, but your example of persistence, your example of no matter what I go through, no matter what the adversity is or whatever, I can still be somebody. I can still be something. I still can reach heights in this society, my community or what have you. You know what I mean? I think that's something that, these rappers are going to have to grow into, because to these people, your money, your perceived social status or whatever means nothing. You know what I mean? And if they don't realize that at an early age, we're going to continue to see this type of harassment. We're going to continue to see these artists get incarcerated. We continue to see these artists. The sad part is we're going to lose them. You know what I mean? We're going to lose them to the system, or we're going to lose them to the streets. You know what I mean? And I speak on that because, again, like I've said, on this several lives before, that I was a huge Mo3 fan. You know what I mean? And it broke my heart. To that day. I can recall that day. You know what I mean? Getting that news and hearing that news, and it really, really messed me up. And whether anybody know it or not, man, I still haven't recovered from that. I find myself now, on a day-to-day basis, man, like just going back, reflecting on the brother life. You know what I mean? Because at the core, with all the faults or that we all have or whatever, I think that the brother had something in him that he could have gave to the world, and that was cut short. You know what I mean? And we're gonna find this in, we see this in a lot of artists, man. Nipsey, just all these artists that's getting incarcerated or what have you. At some point, you know, we're gonna have to do something, about this, because not only when these artists are taken away, or these artists lose their lives, you got to realize dreams and aspirations of younger people that look like them are being taken away. And if you can kill the dream, then you can kill the growth in the youth that are coming up. You know what I mean? So, and I think to a certain degree, that's calculated, by the power structure, to set these examples of, okay, this is what's going to happen to you, no matter what type of wealth that you have or what have you. We're going to encourage this black on black, or what have you type crime. We're going to encourage this. We're going to show that no matter how much wealth you have or whatever, we're going to sit back. We're going to let you tell on yourself, so on and so forth. You can see the situation with, Young Thug and them, you know what I mean? All these type of things. These people have been watching these people for years, and y'all just sit back and let these quote unquote alleged crimes take place. You know what I mean? Like, y'all accusing these people of all type of crimes, murders, robberies, all these things, and y'all just sat back for your investigation purposes to build a case. So it shows the diabolical mindset of those in power. You know what I mean? And at some point, we got to check ourselves, because one thing for sure, these jails or graveyards are never too full. You know what I mean? If they need more, they'll build more. You know what I mean? They'll clear out trees and land or whatever and make them cemeteries. You know what I mean? They'll build more and more jails. You know what I mean? And I can speak from experience. I sat back and watched the growth of Texas Department of Criminal Justice over a 25-year period of being in there. You know what I mean? So at some point, we're going to have to wake up. You know what I mean? We're going to have to set better examples. And these brothers that's in power, who has been blessed with this lyricism, this talent or whatever, they're going to have to realize that, look, man, money cannot buy you everything. You don't have enough money to buy yourself out of jail. You know what I mean? And you can see that time and time again. They done sent some of the wealthiest black men to the penitentiary. You know what I mean? They don't care about your money. You can get whatever lawyer you think or what have you. They do not care about that. You know what I'm saying? In that case, R. Kelly would have beat what he was charged with. Bill Cosby wouldn't have never. They locked up James Brown. You know what I'm saying? These people do not care. So at some point, these artists are gonna have to humble themselves, you know what I mean, get these overinflated egos out of the way, and realize that what you mean, not only to your families, but what you mean to the black community. You know what I mean? Because, and even speaking on like R. Kelly, like, terrible what he's been convicted of, whether he did it, didn't do it, or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people that's incarcerated that didn't do what they're incarcerated for. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people. But the thing is that he had to understand that, look, when they want you, they're gonna get you. Like, they're gonna get you, and they're gonna use your own people. You know what I mean? And not saying that was the case with him. You know what I mean? Those things may be true, but they're gonna use your own people to get you. You know what I mean? They're gonna put your own people on the stand. They're gonna get statements from your own people, all type of things to get you. So these artists got to realize you don't have enough money to buy your way out of these situations when these people want you. They may let you do it once, they may let you do it twice, maybe even 3 times. But that one time is gonna come and they done built that rap sheet on you to where you're not gonna be able to get out of these situations. So whether an artist is being targeted, harassed, or whatever, the part that you do play, you don't have to live recklessly. And that's for any young artist, because I know a lot of artists emulate these artists that they see that are doing these things, that are rapping about these things or whatever, and they want to be like them. You know what I mean? Yeah, but if you want to be like them, then you need to see the end result. Excuse me. You need to see the end result of that. Don't just see the glitz and the glamour and all these type of things. See the end results. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, the end results are incarceration or the cemetery. And that's what one of my goals and objectives with this Your Hood Plug is, not only to link with independent artists, do interviews with successful people that, majority of the time gonna look like me, to be honest. To plug the hood into a different mentality, let them see more successful people, let the hood see other people that are grinding, that are going through what you're going through, that's trying to make it in this society or what have you, and plug each other, plug us in with each other. Because at the end of the day, we all we got. We're all we have. And that's not to slight anybody else that don't look like us or don't share the same historical experience or even experience that we go through on a day-to-day basis. But at the end of the day, we all we got. Because I know as a person that I feel more comfortable when I see somebody that look like me. You know what I mean? I don't even know the mindset, but I can go anywhere. When I see somebody that look like me, I feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, okay, for some reason, okay, somebody's here that look like me, and they may see the situation the way that I see it or whatever, you know what I mean? And we may be of the same mindset, and it is what it is. Whatever have to happen, it happens, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we're all we have. These artists got to understand whether they're being harassed, targeted, or what have you, don't contribute to it. You know what I mean? Don't live recklessly. You know what I mean? I'm a classic example of everything being taken away for living recklessly. You know what I mean? Had it all in the palm of my hands, but living recklessly threw it all away. So that was the moral of the story, whether or not, Boosie is being targeted, harassed, or is he living recklessly? You know what I mean? So that's up to, the general public's, perception. Each one of us gonna have our own perception about it or what have you. But the moral of the story is, don't contribute to your own demise. Don't contribute to your own destruction. And that goes on any level, you know what I mean? Whether it's personal relationships, you know what I mean? Whether it's our communities or what have you. Don't contribute to your own destruction. You know what I mean? We can sit back, we can say them people, they, people always say, well, they don't this, they never say who they is, but you always hear they this and they that, this, that, another. But at some point, we understand who they are. I mean, we know who they are. We know what they want. We know the objective. You know what I mean? From all the way since the beginning of time here. You know what I mean? Even from the 60s with COINTELPRO, you know what I mean? To do whatever they can to stop the rise of a black messiah, so to speak. You know what I mean? So they still think like that, but they're years and years ahead of us. You know what I mean? So they're going to give, or they're going to allow so many to, quote unquote, become successful, in this society or whatever, and then snatch it all away. So that's setting an example, so y'all can see what happened. Kind of like when, our ancestors were taken out, and they're going to call all the other, our ancestors that was in bondage, in slavery, and when they whoop them or whatever they did, just heinous things that I won't even get into, but they wanted everybody else there to see that if you get out of line, this is what's going to happen to you. There's nothing different now. They may not tie you up to a tree or what have you. You know what I mean? But they're still going to use you as an example to the youth and anybody else around that look like you, and show you what's going to happen to you. So we have to be smarter than that. We don't have to be I'm not telling anybody to be passive or anything of that nature there. We just have to be smart. We have to move smarter. You know what I mean? We have to apply more tact and diplomacy in whatever we do and how we move, especially these guys that want to be in this rap industry. You know what I mean? You have to move smarter. You know what I mean? You have to have a plan. You have to understand the bigger picture. You know what I mean? This is not designed for you, this society, these rules, these laws, and all these things don't apply to you. So don't think that you're going to reach a level of success through your endeavors, your music, your striving or whatever. And then that's going to separate you from everybody else that look like you, because it doesn't work like that. And you see that. It's a classic example. A person, multimillionaire guy, but he continues to feel like he's being harassed. You know what I mean? He's being targeted. And I'm pretty sure it happens all over for all type of artists, all over this country. So if you're just a local artist or what have you, I know your aspirations is to be a big artist someday. Well, learn from the examples of those that are big artists right now. You know what I mean? And prepare yourself for what's gonna come. You know what I mean? Have a plan in place, have a strategy in place, know how to move, you know what I mean? Learn, even though they may not apply to us, you can learn these things to where, okay, you can use them to put some type of shield and protection around you, you know what I mean? And use them against them. You know what I mean? So it's more to rapping or being an artist than just going into the studio or whatever. You have to have a plan. You have to have a master plan, not just a master plan as far as releasing an album or anything like that. You have to have a master plan for your life. You know what I mean? Because if you don't have a plan for your life, they definitely have a plan for your life. Trust me. You know what I mean? And I believe there's a verse, for people that are biblical people, whatever, that says, my people that are led into captivity because of lack of knowledge. So knowledge is not just picking up a book. Knowledge is observation. Knowledge is listening, paying attention, to what's going on, who is happening to, and how you can avoid that. You know what I mean? And each one teach one. You know what I mean? So basically, that's all I wanted to say today about, what happened with Boosie or whatever, whether he's being targeted or harassed, you know what I mean? Or is he moving recklessly? Again, that's for public perception. Each individual going to think what they want to think about it. But all I'm saying is just look at the bigger picture, look at all these artists that's all over this country that's being incarcerated, that are being killed by our own people. You can look at what's going on, not even just to artists, but just to regular young men that aren't doing anything, walking down the street or what have you. They're being harassed, targeted, killed for the smallest things, simple things, minding their own business. You know what I mean? So there's something calculated going on in this society, you know what I mean, for people that look like us. So we better wake up, whether it's with this music or whatever, we better wake up, you know what I mean? We better be more aware and do what we got to do to protect ourselves, protect our families, and protect those that look like us. You know what I mean? So basically, that was all I wanted to say about, that a lot of thoughts came to mind, when I saw what took place with Boosie. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Like I say, this is your hood plug. I'm going to try the best to, with this platform, continue to interview artists, interview successful people, people in general, speak on topics, whether, whatever's going on in society that I believe affects us, whatever it is, like I don't know everything, but I know a lot, you know what I mean? And if I don't know, I may know somebody that do know, and I don't have a problem asking questions and sharing what I know or whatever. And that's how you build. Each one teach one. So again, this is your hood plug. You can follow your hood plug on IG at your_hood_plug. Go on TikTok, your hood plug 903. You can follow me on Facebook, Corey Brown, you know what I mean? And don't forget to, if you're watching on YouTube, whatever, like, share, subscribe, you know what I mean? Hit that notification button. I feel like there's a lot, man, that I can offer to my target demographic, which is the artists that are in these towns and cities or whatever that want to get up and tell them about themselves or whatever. But there's a lot about life that I've experienced, or that I know people that have experienced it, that I think that I can give back to the world, because who wants to leave this earth without contributing to some type of progression, whether it's for one individual, 200,000, or whatever it is. No one should want to leave this earth without leaving footprints, that other people can walk in those footprints to know the path to go in life, And that's part of the contribution that I want this platform to make, So it won't always be about music. It won't always be interviews. It'll be about real life stuff, Because I'm God willing, I will be 50 this year, half of a century on this earth. I've been through a thing or two. I know a thing or two. I may not look like him, but I know a thing or two. But anyway, with that said, this is your hood plug. I appreciate the few people that watch, and reach out. You need help with anything or a specific topic that you want to address or get on. I'm seeing a lot of senseless things that's going on around. I'm living in the Dallas area, going on in Dallas, even the smaller towns. I'm seeing more the increase in shootings of young people. I'm seeing this on a day-to-day basis, and it's very disturbing. And I'm not a scary guy, but at times I don't even want to go certain places. I don't even want to do certain things because everybody's just trigger happy now. So that's another topic for another day. But on that note, this is your hood plug, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.